Mine are going to be moments that matter, and this is the first time we're going to be doing this session. But it's one that's kind of a departure from some of the other things that we do. The sessions that we do, generally for John and I, fall into one of a couple different categories. They're generally either attitude, behavior, or techniques. And I believe that that's kind of the triad of things that you have to have. All of the things that you do are predicated by a variety of different things. So, for example, the techniques are the words. I can tell you what to say. I can say, when Mrs. Jones says this, you say this. When Mr. Doe says this is how you respond. I can give you the words. I can even help you create the environment. That's the behaviors. Because we often talk in a selling situation is that you can't control who buys. You can't arm wrestle somebody to the ground and say, buy, sign the dotted line. No, nothing like that. You can't control who buys, but you can control the behaviors that create a buying environment. Prospecting and development and working with your clients and communicate. You can do all of those things. Those are all absolutely 100% within your control is your behaviors. Today we're going to talk about attitude because I can give you the words. I can even give you the circumstances by which you're going to say it. What I can't do is I can't move your mouth. I can't force you to say it. And probably of all the areas, this is the one that knocks most people out. They know what to say, right? I've told them the words, right? I say, when your client says this is the time you do it. Let me give you one that straightens up the spine of people all the time. And I love this because it's kind of a trap, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's when your prospect says these words. So, Mr. Jones, why should I do business with you? Right? Why should I do business with you? Now that seems like a very logical question, right? Why should I do business with you? And Mr. Jones, being the good salesperson that he is, goes into his justification. Well, we've been around for 20 years, and we have 50 trucks, and we have 300 employees, and we won the coveted XYZ, and we've got the Nimbus 3000. And he goes into all these justification statements that respond to the question of, Mr. Jones, why should I do business with you? The problem being is that doesn't actually get to the heart of the question. Because the fact that you had great success with all these other people is no guarantee that you're going to have it with them. The correct answer to the question of, why should I do business with you? Is, in my opinion, maybe you shouldn't. Can I ask you a few questions? Now, when I say that to salespeople and I say that in front of groups, they're stunned. It's like I just showed them fire for the first time because they've spent their entire life trying to get people interested and involved and justifying why they're doing it and saying this and talking about their company. But the correct answer to why should I do business with you is maybe you shouldn't. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Now, you want to talk about attitude. Now, you're not saying it in a smart-ass way. You're not saying it combative or argumentative. All you're saying is, you know what, Mrs. Jones, maybe you shouldn't. I don't have enough information right now to determine if, in fact, we are a good fit. Can I ask you a few more questions? And now, automatically, you'll find that defensive posture of your client or prospect drops down because they're so used to having salespeople come towards them. Well, Mrs. Jones, you should buy it. It's great and it's wonderful, and if you do it. And now here I am saying, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't. I'm not only literally walking backwards, but I'm certainly vocally walking backwards as well. Maybe you should. Can I ask you a couple questions? That is an attitude statement. Right? I can tell you what to say. I can give you the circumstances by which to say it, but I can't move your mouth. And that's why everything is attitude. In professional selling, it's all about control. It's all about understanding your value proposition, understanding that not every person is a good person for you. Right? There are some opportunities that really aren't worthwhile. There's some situations where I can't help. There's some situations where the prospect really doesn't want to be helped.